Good things must come to an end, and it might have taken 30 years, but at last this particular saga has reached its climax. Coming to a cinema near you in the next few weeks, Star Wars, the sixth and final episode. And what a finale it is. Darker, more brooding, but according to Star Wars wizard George Lucas, you can still expect plenty of big bangs for your bucks. And there's also one last twist in the tale, designed to stun audiences and confound the critics. So settle back and enjoy this special sneak preview with reporter Leslie Stahl.
Is this the movie?
This is the movie. This is the final movie.
In an edit room at Skywalker Ranch, George Lucas is giving us what millions of fans would kill for, a sneak peek at his last Star Wars movie. Its official title is Revenge of the Sith.
Do what must be done.
It's much more dark. It's much more emotional. It's much more of a tragedy.
We are at war, Anakin.
The new film is the last of the 3 prequels Lucas began 6 years ago.
You're a slave? I'm a person, and my name is Anakin.
In the first, Anakin Skywalker was a cherubic 9-year-old. In episode 2, he fell in love. And now in episode 3, Anakin succumbs to the dark side and to his inevitable fate, becoming Darth Vader. He's a nice guy up to now, and we like him a lot. Mm-hmm. And we are going to watch him turn to the devil.
We're going to watch him make a pact with the devil.
Is it possible to learn this power? Not from a Jedi.
The climactic battle takes place on a sea of fire, lava actually, on a planet filled with nothing but volcanoes. Do you actually take us down, in the biblical sense, into hell?
Yes.
The lava.
The lava at the end
is hell.
Yes, it ends in hell.
Before that, of course, it has all the Star Wars staples. Jedis and droids and Wookiees. But this is definitely not a kiddie flick.
I would take a 9 or a 10-year-old to it, or 11. But I don't think I would take a 5 or a 6-year-old to this. It's way too strong. I could pull it back a little bit, but I don't really want to.
Are you happy with the way it all came out?
Yeah, actually, I'm very happy. Yeah, I'm very pleased with the whole thing.
But most film critics hated episodes 1 and 2.
Mr. Back! No, again, Jaja. You are in big doo-doo this time.
How worried are you that the critics are not going to like this new movie?
Oh, I'm not worried at all. They haven't liked any of them, really. And they especially haven't liked the last 2. So,
well, exactly.
Hey, you know, I mean, it can't get any worse.
Yeah, but come on. I mean, when they go after your writing, your directing, it has to hurt.
Oh, it always hurts.
It has to hurt.
It hurts a great deal. But part of making movies is you get attacked, and sometimes in very personal ways.
Did you not say ever to yourself, well, maybe they had a point with this or with that?
The point is, it's like if you paint your house white, and somebody comes along, well, that should be a greenhouse. Well, fine, but I wanted to paint it white. I don't think there's anything wrong with painting it white. I don't think there's anything wrong with me for painting it white. Maybe it should be a greenhouse. But I didn't want it to be a greenhouse. I wanted it to be a White House.
That's George Lucas. He knows exactly what he wants in his movies.
Okay, go forward a little bit. Stop.
And critics be damned, he gets it.
What I wanted is that guy, this guy, to go across.
Oh, okay.
I mean, he's paying for everything. He's financing the movie himself. No studio looking over his shoulder. And he owns Industrial Light and Magic, the special effects company where every shot is tailored to his demanding specifications. They've been working on this sequence for 10 weeks. But how much time is this going to take in the movie? This whole
that
thing?
shot?
Yeah.
That little thing right there is only, what, like 2 seconds?
Maybe?
When we spoke to you 6 years ago, when you were making episode 1, your goal was to make an entirely digital movie, 100%. Have you done that now?
Yeah, you know.
So no film at all, none?
None. Well, yeah, I think tighter is better.
Digital cameras, digital effects, even digital characters. George Lucas and his wizards at ILM, like animation supervisor Rob Coleman, really are leading a revolution in movie making.
What is the single biggest difference for you since we were here 6 years ago?
I think the biggest thing is that we're now doing Yoda. When you were here last, Yoda was a rubber puppet.
Fear is the path to the dark side. Fear leads to anger. Anger leads to hate. Hate leads to suffering.
For episode 1 in 1999, Yoda was operated by puppeteer Frank Oz of Muppets fame, just as he had been back in the 80s. But puppets can't do this. Yoda has been digitized.
He's a supporting actor.
He's a supporting actor.
Yeah.
And he is 100% digital.
100%.
What will you have?
15 different computer animators helped create Yoda. His body, his clothes, his hair, and that face.
So I'm going one frame at a time right here, and you can actually see, going backwards right now, you can actually see his mouth will open here in a moment. See? I'll turn the sound off, and you can actually see the different shapes.
Oh, yeah. Just the way we talk.
Yeah, and they're actually animating with tongue in there.
And to do this, did you take a real person and look at it, and break it down to 24 frames? Oh, no, come on.
Yeah. Every animator has a mirror on their desk, and they look and they talk into it. And
Digital acting.
Digital
which is a whole
acting.
new expression.
yeah.
Use your feelings, Obi-Wan, and find him you will.
And some of the human actors in the movie have digital doubles.
I got a little sequence here where we have a fight with the real guys having a fight.
The real guys are actors Ewan McGregor as Obi-Wan Kenobi and Hayden Christensen, who plays Anakin Skywalker.
George had originally shot it for real in Sydney, and when he got back to editing, I'll stop on it, he realized he didn't get the element that he needed. He actually wanted the guys with their swords against each other, pressing against each other. He could have gone back to reshoot this. However, Ewan's not available. He's booked on another film. So George came to us and said, can you make the guys in this little section here, can you make them digital?
They could, and they did.
So now here's a close-up just so you can see. We do not have the costume on here, and you can see the hair right now is just strips of gray material.
Yeah.
The next thing we do, now we have digital cloth. See, it's moving around. And then the final, those are 2 digital guys inside the room.
That is really spectacular.
So here it is.
Okay.
So this whole sequence. There it is.
Oh, right in the middle.
Right in the middle. So you can see it one more time here. Audience will never know. Well, now they will.
Now they'll
now they
know.
will.
We have lots of humans in the film that are
Completely digital from
completely
beginning.
digital. And action.
If the movie-making technology has moved at warp speed in the last 6 years, George's personal life has changed very little.
I'm open!
A single dad, he still spends as much time as he can with his 3 adopted children, Amanda, 23, Katie, 16, and Jet, 12, who's already taller than his dad.
I've discovered that truly is where the happiness is, at home with the kids.
Love life.
What love life?
Still?
Still.
That's where I left you 6 years ago.
I know. It hasn't changed much.
Are you just against this whole idea?
No, I'd love to get married again, but I'm not going to get married unless it's the right person.
Are you getting set in your ways?
I'm very set in my ways.
And
always.
you're becoming difficult.
I am difficult. But, whoever I'd be interested in now is also the same way.
Back in 1999, Lucas's good friend, Francis Ford Coppola, told us what he thought the problem was.
He has very high standards. I mean, he wants Queen Noor or Grace Kelly or someone. She can't be too tall, and she has to be wonderful with her kids.
Everybody says the same thing about their friend that's single.
Yeah.
Which is they're too picky. If they just wouldn't be so picky, they'd be married by now.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, but
There's
from that
wisdom.
side, I speak for those who are the single ones who say,
Who are
I
the
am
picky
not
ones."
I am not picky. But I want somebody who's right, and I'm not going to walk into anything, because marriage is a serious thing.
You are the chosen one! What if someone else beside you came to you and said, I want to make episode 7? Could you see that happening?
No.
No, absolutely, positively, you're really closing the door without any wiggle room whatsoever.
Right. There is no episode 7.
But there will be other films. He's producing another Indiana Jones movie with Steven Spielberg directing. Then he says He'll return to directing films, but different kinds of films.
They're going to be small movies.
You said to somebody, I'm going to go off and make these art films that nobody's going to want to watch.
Yeah, I've earned enough, I've worked enough to be able to fail the rest of my life, and that's what I'm going to do.
That's some ambition.
Well, it's what you work for in the end.
It's a little weird.
Well, not really. I don't think everything should be this big, blown-out, super kind of movie that I stumbled into. Is definitely not what I meant to do. And I've just sort of followed it to the end.
You called it a detour.
It is a detour. It's a 30-year detour.